Family's at 4. Look at me doing my workout. I don't know how you're doing with your exercise, but I am so ready, so on it right now. Got a whole 3 kilograms in my arm, but this is my left hand. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Who's here? Let me give some shout outs. I would love to have you on our screen. I know that Liz is here. Hi, Liz. Anyone else here? If I don't shout you out, I'm really sorry. It might be just because my phone is glitching. For some reason, it just can't handle the streaming today. But maybe Alex can tell me if there's any comments coming up. But while you're doing that, I want a good question from you. What is the longest that you have ever had to wait? What is the longest time that you have ever had to wait? And what was it for? What were you waiting a really long time for? What is the longest time you ever had to wait, and what was it for? Do we have any answers from Alex and Dave? Have you had to wait for anything at all? Ever? Do you like wait? A queue. Alex says queue. Must be quite hard for you because you're not from England. Dave, have you got anything you've had to wait for a long time? Oh, absolute wonderful answer. When you plan a holiday. Anyone else put anything? Hello, Martha. Hello, Lottie. Hello, Hamish. Lovely to have you with us. Oh, yeah, I am so fit right now. Don't know how everyone else is feeling. I think probably the majority of people. I don't know if I'm actually that fit or not. I'm actually getting quite tired holding this. Anyone got any answers to this question? What is the longest that you have had to wait for, and what were you waiting for? Write your answers in the chat. While we're doing that, we're going to do a quick warm-up before our first song. So I want you to do a big stretch your back. Oh, this is quite hard with a weight in your hand. Lean over one side, lean over the other side, and then let's get some high knees. High. We're going to be doing a lot of exercise today, so we need to stretch out well. I need you to put your legs out far, shoulder width apart, and then I need you to stretch down to the floor and touch your toes. Lean over to your left side. Lean over to your right side. Move your hips again. If you did it this morning, I really like this move. I feel really ready to go after that. And then I want you to put one arm across. Stretch that out. Gosh, this is hard with a weight. And put your other arm across. Stretch that out. Give it all a shake. And get ready for our first song. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Noah built the most enormous boat that kept the birds and animals afloat. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and Noah lived his life for him. Moses led his people through the sea, taking them away from slavery. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and Moses lived his life for him. Oh, thank you, that all through history you were faithful. Thank you, oh, thank you, that you are just the same when it comes to me. When it comes to me. David fought Goliath and he won. A humble shepherd boy became a king. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and David lived his life for him. Daniel was inside a lion's den, but God brought him to safety once again. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and Daniel lived his life for him. Oh, thank you, that all through history you were faithful. Thank you, oh, thank you, that you are just the same when it comes to me. When it comes to me. Jesus died to take away our sin, so we could get to know our God again. The Lord is good, the Lord is strong, and we will live our lives for him.
else tired? I'm quite tired after that. Right then, welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that song. We're doing that song every week just because it's exactly what we're talking about, and so you know the actions. It's always nice when you know the actions of a song. It's always nice to have a song that you can really sing for. Let's have some answers with a question. Liz Bloxman says the postman. I hate waiting for the postman. Birthdays, waiting for Corona to end. Yes, Fran, that is what I am totally waiting for. Who else is here? Let me give some more shout outs. Put your names if you are watching. I want to know who is here with us. But I hope you're ready for the quiz. This is our challenge this week. Oh, wait a second, sorry. We are doing the Walk of Fame. Let me just explain what's actually going on. We are doing the Walk of Fame during Families at 4 at the moment, which means we are looking at all of the Bible's super actors, they're not actors, superstars that we just absolutely love. The most famous people in the Bible and what they are famous for and why they are famous. And today we are looking at Abraham again, part 2. We looked at him last week and we're looking at him again. Let's have a picture of him up on the screen. This is Abraham. Hi, Abe. And we are going to be looking at him again. But before we do that, I have got the challenge for you, and it is a quiz. Now, let me tell you the rules of the quiz. It is a true or false quiz. And what's going to happen is, if you think the answer is true, I am going to ask you to do star jumps. And you have to keep on doing star jumps until I say whether you are right or wrong. So that could be for a second, that could be for 5 minutes, depending on how cruel I am planning. If you think it's a lie, you just get to lie down on the floor. So I bet you're all hoping it's lies right now. But I am your fitness instructor. I'm here to keep you fit. And if you think the answer is true, you've got to do star jumps until I tell you whether it is true or false. Okay, are you ready? Are you steady? Let's get some music on to get us in the mood. Let's get some shaking going. Oh yeah, okay, here is the first question. There's going to be a picture to help you with it. This is the first question. True or false? The earth is round. True or false? Can we have the picture, Dave, of that? That would be great. So are you doing your star jumps or are you lying down? Is it true or false? The earth is round. The planet that you are standing on, is it round? True or false? Are you still doing star jumps? The answer is true. Well done if you were doing the star jumps. Congratulations. Okay, the next question is, Dave, this is for the adults, this picture, but dinosaurs were killed by a meteor. Dinosaurs were wiped out by a meteor. True or false? A meteor is a comet, a big stone that's just coming out of the ground. So is this true or is this false? Are you doing star jumps or are you lying down? I'm still going to wait. I'm still going to make you do star jumps. Okay, stop. The answer is true. Well done if you were doing star jumps. Okay. Third question, Dave. Can we have it up? We, as a human race, have been to the moon. True or false? We, as a human race, have been to the moon. Are you doing star jumps or are you lying down? And the answer is true. Well done. You can stop doing star jumps. Get your breath back. I'm going to get my breath back, even though I'm not doing star jumps. Whew. How are you doing? Have you got all the answers right yet? Or are you getting some wrong? Who knows? Okay, here's our fourth question. There is a robot on the moon, not on the moon, on Mars right now. There's a robot on Mars right now. True or false? Are you doing star jumps? Are you lying down? Who's star jumping? I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on making you do star jumps. And stop. The answer is true. NASA put a robot on the Mars like yesterday or the day before yesterday. So well done if you got that right. Okay, this is our last question. Final question, Dave. Ooh. The Earth is a moon, not a planet. The Earth is a moon, not a planet. As in, the Earth is actually a lot smaller and the moon is actually a planet. That's the question. That's really confusing. That's a really confusing question. Have a go with it anyway. What do you think? This is the last question. It's 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stop. The answer, of course, to that stupid question was false. Whew. That is all my questions. How are you doing? Are you feeling fit? Are you feeling sweaty? Are you feeling tired? How are you feeling? Put it on the chat. I want to know. How are you feeling after that workout? And also, was it worth it? I'm going to tell you, the majority of the answers were true, so you should have been doing star jumps the whole time. Was it worth it? Was it worth all that hard work, all that exercise? And parents, I really feel, especially if you were sat down on the sofa, if your kids got the majority of those questions right, you should definitely be giving them a prize after this session because they totally deserve it. So we are now going to move on to our story. Abraham's here for me. I hope I'm looking in the right direction. With this story, we've got stuff to do with it. So when I say Abraham, and I'm going to say Abraham a lot, so you've got to pay attention to this. When I say Abraham, I want you to act like an old person, like, oh, I'm so old. Oh. Okay? When I say Abraham, you've got to be old. Okay, second one. When I say trust or trusting, I want you to squat. Can you still see me if I'm squatting? I'm properly squatting right now. Okay? When I say trust or trusting, I want you to squat. That's basically just putting two legs apart and kind of almost sitting down, but you're sitting down on thin air. Okay, and then the final one is promise or promising or promised. Whenever I've got a word that says promise in it, I want you to just make a star shape. Not a star jump, just a star shape. Okay? So, Abraham, do it for me right now. I am so old. Okay, trust, squat. Am I on camera when I do this? Oh, great. Okay, and finally, promise, star shape. I love being a star. The stars will make sense in a second. So let me tell you this story. First of all, cast your minds back. When God met Abraham, he was 75 years old. Hence why we're going, oh, I'm so old. Abraham had a wife named Sarah. And God called Abraham to a promised land. Abraham trusted God. So those are the basic facts. Now, what is the most amazing thing that could happen to you right now in this moment? Maybe it's Corona will end. Maybe it's that you'll get to see your school friends again. Maybe it's that you'll be able to go in a rocket and go up to space. Or maybe it's you'll go in a time machine and you get to see all the dinosaurs. What would be the most amazing thing that could happen to you right now? Well, for Abraham, the most amazing thing that could happen to him would be to have a child. He was really, really old. He was 75 years old, and he still didn't have a child, and it was really sad for him. And this is the amazing thing. God promised that this would happen. When God met up with Abraham, he was like, you're going to have a son. We're going to check it out in Genesis 15, verse 5. So can I have the next slide up, Dave, please? Thank you. That would be great. The Bible verse, that would be fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to read this out. This is from Genesis. So this is the story. God took Abraham outside and said, look up at the sky and count the stars, if indeed you can count them. Then he said to them, so shall your offspring be, which just basically means children. Basically, you will have a family as many as the stars in the sky. You'll have as many children as stars in the sky. God promised Abraham that. And what did Abraham do? Well, Abraham trusted, that was two words there, God. Now, here's the fact for you right now. Old people can't have babies. I'm not going to tell you why, but they can't have babies. Can you imagine your gran having a baby right now? They just can't do it. Abraham was 75 years old, and his wife was about the same age. They could not have babies. But even though this was an impossible thing, Abraham trusted God. Two words again. But there's one final big twist to this story. The promise did not happen for 25 years. I'm going to say that again. The promise did not happen for 25 years. That's a really, really long time to wait. Abraham, who was 75 when God first told him the promise, was 100 years old. 100 years old when finally he had a son called Isaac. How crazy is that? That's a long time to wait for a promise. I don't know how you're doing with the actions. I'm having fun just emphasizing the words. So let's just think back to that quiz, because this quiz is going to help us understand what this means for us now. How did you know that all those facts that I told you were true? How did you know that they were true? Because I'm going to be honest, I'm betting none of you were there when the dinosaurs got killed with a meteor, or when man first stepped on the moon. Maybe some of you were existing at that point. But you didn't see it with your own eyes, did you? But you still knew and trusted that that was a true fact. Why did you trust it? It's probably because you trusted the person who told you those things. Maybe it was your parents. Maybe it was a teacher. Maybe it was a professor. Maybe it was a really cool fact book that you have at home. Or maybe it was even Google. But you trusted the person who told you those things. Now, all of those facts were true for a reason. First of all, I wanted to make you sweat. But secondly, was it hard work trusting that something was true? The answer is, of course, yes. It was really hard work trusting that what I was saying was true, because you had to do those star jumps over and over and over again for a really long time. It was hard work trusting that something was true. Was it tempting for you to give up? Was it tempting for you to just go and say, you know what, it's false, I'm going to lie down because I'm done? Maybe you did that. Maybe you gave up halfway through and just said, you know what, I don't care if it's true or false, I just want to lie down. I'm so tired right now. I would have done that. But wasn't it worth it? Then what at the end? I was like, you're right, it's true. How good did you feel? Like, yeah, I kept on doing the star jumps all the way to the end. And parents, I really feel like you should give them a reward for that. So kids, make sure that your parents do that. Now, keep that quiz in mind. Think about how you trusted it, even though you didn't see that fact. You haven't seen that happen. But also you kept on going because you knew it was true. This is the same with us and God. God often promises really hard and impossible things, like Abraham having a son when he's really old. What did you say? Yeah, they're still doing the movements, Alex. I don't know why you've stopped doing the movements. God often promises us things that are impossible and that we can't see. Like, think about it. A while back, it would have seemed impossible for a man to land on the moon. But now, like, loads of people do it all the time. We send rockets up into space. We put a robot on Mars a second ago. How cool is that? Sometimes things seem really impossible that God promises us, but we can trust him and we can wait even though it's hard. So, I'm just letting you know right now, these are my two things. We can trust God. We can trust what he says, and it is often hard work. You might have to wait a long time. I'm doing a faith workout right now. I can say this personally. It's really hard, and it's tempting to give up. But ask your parents, ask people you know who follow Jesus, and I can tell you right now, it is worth it. Right then, let's have a song. I hope you're not too tired. Get some cool actions. There's fireworks in this song, so maybe do some firework actions. That would be really, really cool. Dave, hit it.
You pop the freckles on my face, and all the fish that swim and all the birds that fly were made from your incredible imagination. Creator God, we're singing to the Creator God of all the world. Creator God, we celebrate you. We celebrate you. Stripes on every bee, and all the grass that grows and all the leaves that fall, part of your amazing plans for this creation. Creator God, we're singing to the Creator God of all the world. Creator God, we celebrate you. We celebrate you. we celebrate you. Creator God, we're singing to the Creator God of all the world. Creator God, we celebrate you. Creator God, we're singing to the Creator God of all the world. Creator God, we celebrate you. We celebrate you. We celebrate you. We celebrate you.
Great. What an awesome song. I hope you're not too exhausted right now. Who knows? But what an awesome way to think about. We can be creative because God is creative. So that's what I'm going to give you right now is some challenges to take home from what we've learned today. So as soon as this session ends, there is going to be a post coming up on Facebook of some challenge sheets for you and your family to do to talk about this a bit more. There's going to be promises for us because probably the majority of you don't want children right now. You're not going to be like Abraham, desperate for a son. You're going to be wanting something else. So God has given us loads of promises in the Bible. So it's a sheet with lots of promises for you to talk about and think about and be creative with. There's a craft on there and there's some prayers, everything. It's a really, really cool sheet, if I do say so myself. So check that out and make some time with your family this week to go through it together. That'll be awesome. Also, here's an idea. I don't know in England if this is possible, but maybe this week, maybe go out and stargaze. Go and look at the stars and just think of some awesome things that God has done. Look at how cool God's creation is, and think about how many stars are up there and what it would have been like for Abraham to look up there and think, wow, I'm going to have that many children. How cool is that? Yeah, he's looking at the stars in that picture. It's cool, isn't it? Okay, those are my challenges for you. I hope you have a really, really good week. Enjoy going back to homeschool on Monday, and I will see you next week. Thanks for joining us, and let's keep fit. Woo!